Hey, it's White Boy Chris. If the Pat Downs ever made you laugh, then join our Patreon and support us. Get bonus content, a t-shirt, or an autographed copy of Rabbit, Miss Pat's autobiography. Visit MissPatComedy.com for the link to the Patreon, and while you're there, join our Facebook group.
Welcome to another episode of the Pat Down. This is part 2 of the making of the Miss Pat Show with my friend Jon Radler and Chris, looking like a over homeowner.
Where were you going? Did you say over hormoned? Is that what you meant?
Yeah.
But then you decided that wasn't a good track, so you said homeowner. Okay.
He's looking like a woman who about to have a cycle who grow facial hair. And we got Dion here. This is going to be the part 2 of the making of the Miss Pat
Do
Show.
Dion next. Come on.
No, fuck you, Chris. Just let it in.
All right. Is it because it's February? Is that what it is?
Oh, yeah. Tomorrow is all day. You can't say shit to black people.
You better get up, get out, and tune into this podcast. Miss Pat spit the truth, spit the real fact. Nothing but the ugly, classy at the same time. Pat got the flavor, these are not your same lines. That's the politics, she been on the real grind. It could be pretty but ugly at the same time. Just tune in, put your lock on the spin down. Ain't no need for the wait and turn it up now. What you talking about? Is it real though? And cut the game, you get no play like Nintendo. You wasted time, turn it up, nothing but the ugly. Straight off the top, everything she say, you know it's funny. Full blast, this a taste of the future. Listen on your iPhone, on your desktop computer. Share it, tweet it, ain't no way to beat it. Nothing but the ugly, turn it up and gon' repeat it.
Welcome to another episode of the Pat Down. I'm here with my friend Jon Radler again, and this is the second part of how the Miss Pat Show came about. So finish your question, Chris.
Oddly
Cut a
hostile.
nigga off. Huh?
When did I cut you off? You know what? No.
Like, look, shut the fuck up and we're going to do a part 2 to this shit. That's pretty much what you said.
Well, just so we can get 2 weeks in. There we go.
Okay, go.
You'll thank me later. So
No, she won't.
So John,
Finish asking a goddamn question. Take us back
You get
in.
paid by the episode. It's genius.
yeah. How did it end up on BET Plus?
You want me to take that?
Yeah, you take that.
So Hulu eventually passed on the project, and
They're gonna regret it, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And oftentimes that's the end of it. And sometimes there's a little bit of a stink on a project too if it gets passed on. And every time a pilot gets passed on, you at every stage, broadcast network passes on a script, you send the script to a bunch of other places, see if people want to redevelop it. Pilot's been shot, you have the DVD or the link to send around, you send that around to anyone who will watch it. Doesn't cost anything. And so we sent this to, I don't know, probably every place that would that would possibly program it. And we heard back. Well, we heard back from a couple places, right? I think everybody liked it. Again, like
I didn't hear who y'all heard back from.
Well, we heard back from Fox and we heard back from BET, and they both liked it. And I think Fox. This was like March of 2020. So it was right before everything in the world went haywire, like right before COVID. So there were some discussions with Fox, which would have been pretty ironic about it ending up back there after it had been developed there twice. But ultimately, you know, what the world went crazy in the middle of March, and everyone was circling the wagons with their.
We was actually in the middle of negotiating with Fox, and COVID hit, and Fox pulled out.
I think I think what happened was all the networks were just looking at their budgets, and you know, if you guys remember, that was a scary time. So they had to protect all the shows that they had on air, and they weren't really in that moment focused on trying to get new stuff on the air, and then at the same time BET had seen it and they were interested, so that became the place that we negotiated with.
Yeah, so we ended up at BT, and I was kind of happy. At first I was shocked. I was like, we go from Fox to BT, and you know, when we go from Fox to Hulu to BT, and I'm like, And I have a running joke. This show has been fucked by everybody with a dick in Hollywood. I mean, this show is a hoe. Okay. And so when we landed at BET, and I was like, oh, we landed at BET Plus. I didn't even know there was a BET Plus. And I was like, what the fuck is BET Plus, y'all? And they was like, BET Plus, BET have an app. And I was like, they do? And so I started doing my research and watching all the shows on there. And I was like, well, why the fuck I didn't know BET? But Garyana knew because my daughter watched a lot of TV. But she knew that she was like, Mama, how did you not know? Because I don't fucking watch TV like that. And so I just started doing my research. And I said, well, hey, maybe they get it. Maybe they get it. Because, I mean, I remember when this show got tested. Because shows have to get tested after they made. And I remember Hulu telling us it was one of their highest tested shows. And when it didn't get picked up, and then BT tested it. And it came back testing really high. And I'm like, oh, Lord, it tests high again. Are they going to fucking dump it? Are they going to stick with it? And then we thought we was going to shoot in 2020, which I think COVID hit and we couldn't shoot. And when you want something done so bad, 5 months seemed like 10 years. I'm like, me and Jordan about to cry. Oh, we got to wait 6 months. Oh, where the world going to be at in 6 months? And then eventually it fucking happened. And
I think it ended up at the right place. It's funny. Pat and I were just talking about this when I got here tonight. And like she was saying, it took finding the place that really understood it. And I think when you understand it, you understand that what might seem offensive or boundary pushing for someone who doesn't understand it is just an honest and truthful story for Pat. And so that I think they were the first people who really, really understood where it was coming from. And so if we had done it, I think at this point, if we had done it anywhere else, it would have been impossible. We would have gotten, they wouldn't allow us to do the show with the stories we're going to tell and with the words that are being used. Even
if we remove the words, even just pushing the boundaries with the stories, it's just like, I just think people will be like, it's going to make you uncomfortable, but it's also going to make you think. I remember we shot the episode last week and it was the father did a scene with the son, and it was a man on that boom thing holding it. And I remember him coming up to Jordan and was like, I never looked at that like that. And I don't want to give away the episode, but he pulled Jordan and he said, I never understood what black people was talking about. And just that scene, it made me understand. And I had so many people stop me like on the set and say, I had one guy who gave me a compliment that I want to make me my fucking back teeth show. That I ain't have no back teeth. I gotta smile real hard for you notice I ain't got no fucking back teeth. I'm walking through one day. I don't have on no bra. I'm going to lunch because I don't like to rehearse in a bra because it hurt my fucking back. And so my titties are slinging everywhere. And he come up behind me and I'm like, did my titty hit him? What the fuck? And so he's working on the show. He's like, excuse me. And I was like, yeah. He said, I just want to tell you, this show's so motherfucking funny. He said, I ain't seen a sitcom this funny since Martin. And nigga, I was smiling so hard that I had to put my hand up there so he didn't see I ain't have no more fucking back teeth until I started to get paid and I can get me some back teeth. And then I had another guy who was like, it was a white guy. He was very curious. I want to say he's Canadian. He worked in the grip department. And we had this long conversation about race because of the monologue that I was doing. And I said, it's all to make people think about, the words we use towards each other. And we had this long conversation. He was like, you know what? Most people who stars of shows would never stop and speak and talk to us. I said, I like to know what the fuck people is thinking. And so he watched the pilot because he was kind of still confused because he said, I've never seen a show like this before. So he watched the pilot and he said, I fucking get it now. Also, the guy who did the set design, who knows your mother.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was telling me, he's like, he went to school with your mama, brother or something. They're all from Miami. So he stopped me. He's like, yeah, I know Jon Radler, mama, and we're going to go have a drink and da-da-da. And so we talking and he was like, When I got a phone call for this show, I wasn't going to do it because COVID is in Atlanta. I didn't want to get on no plane. And then he was like, it was for, it wasn't for BET Plus. I really didn't want to do it. This is what this guy, not because it was BET Plus. I think pretty much I'll tell you it was a fucking black show. I ain't coming out my fucking house and get COVID and die. Maybe that's just how I looked at it. So I said, well, what changed your mind? He said, they sent me the pilot. And I called him and said, I'm fucking in. He said, after I watched that pilot, I was like, I want to be a part of this. Then come to find out the motherfucker did 13 years on, what's that show he did 13 years on? Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
He did 13 years.
Did you tell him who directed the pilot?
I told him Debbie Allen. And I think he said he knew Debbie Allen. He worked. I know the director we got now worked with Debbie Allen. She used to work up under Debbie Allen. If you notice, she kind of moved like Debbie Allen too. Yeah, the way she directed stuff. So it's really interesting when I talk to people who work behind the scene, just to see what they think. Because it's very controversial. Is that did I pronounce that right?
You nailed it.
Close enough.
Yeah, controversial.
I think what was so interesting was that Pat's a storyteller and she has a real distinct point of view about the world and all the people in her orbit, and that's like almost the essential ingredient of a sitcom, and probably your favorite ones had that, I mean you follow a lot more comedy than I do, but it seems to me like I actually think people are hilarious now. Like I go on Twitter and like everybody's funny, and there are so many opportunities for people to be funny, and the quality of like the joke telling is really, really great, but no one's a storyteller anymore. I don't know any storytellers.
If you see Miss Pat live, you see she'll take you on a 5-minute ride, and every 5 minutes there's just another great story with a ton of and it's not just set up punch, it's set up punch, but story plus like just insight. Like it's really like there's not many comedians like her.
Well, I remember when my neighbor told me I had a story like Richard Pryor, so I did a lot of research on Richard Pryor and Bill Cosby because they're really great storytellers. And my neighbor he told me about Mom Mabel. He was a fucking comedy junkie, and he was like, "Your hinge is gonna be to tell stories." And at first I started off like everybody, I suck dick, and I'm like, I don't suck dick no more, I'm old. And so I just started to tell fucking stories, and I realized
you need your back teeth.
Fuck you. People just sat there with their mouth open, and it's just like a good fucking story. You go watch a comedian and they tell you feel like it's nothing like walking away knowing that you know who the fuck that person is. So that's how I like for people to leave. I feel like, it's tripped me out sometimes when people are like, Rabbit. I'm like, who the fuck calling me Rabbit? But I've told these stories, or they see me perform, that they feel like they know who the fuck I am. It's feel like I can just come and sit down in any of my crack baby houses and I'm welcome. And it's just like it's fucking family.
John, the Jimmy Carter story stuck with you so long that it led to you being tenacious about this project. That shows you the quality of the storytelling just of her comedy. Even in a podcast,
and that's one of 1,000, I think.
Yeah, like the lighting the grave on fire, helping Uncle Cecil fuck. It goes on and on.
Have you told the one about the Schindler's List Laserdisc on this?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes. I think I have.
Yes.
That fuck up, Rowley, trying to get me canceled.
We can retell it if you want to.
I was so scared to tell that fucking story. So after I met Radler, no lie, y'all, this is how naive and ghetto I was. I realized Jesus wasn't the only Jew. Because he told me he was Jewish. And I'm thinking, you can't be Jewish. Jesus was Jewish. It was only one. I was so fucking confused.
They killed him and then that was the end of us?
Like they dusted their hands off, like I didn't fuck, because I'm from the hood. I would tell you when I'm ignorant, and I was so fucking ignorant to the fact that I thought Jesus was the only Jew, and because you didn't hear about Jews where I grew up at, you never heard Jewish stories, you never seen Jewish people, all you saw was white and black people when I was coming up. So when I met him, and he was like he was Jewish, and it kind of fucked with me, and I'm like. He's a kin to Jesus.
Kin to Jesus.
Aren't we all?
Thank God for Laserdisc.
I mean, I knew about Jews after the Laserdisc, but he was like the first live one that I met when I went to LA, because I thought everybody was white. And then I think my manager told me you was Jewish. But after the Laserdisc incident, I was so scared to tell that story because
I knew that guy was an anti-Semite.
He hated you. He hated Ron.
I had a feeling.
He said, I hate this motherfucker. Why won't he go away? Why won't he go away? I said, why don't you like him? He's nice.
Can you tell that story again, please?
So when I met my husband, and I didn't know anything about Jewish people, like I said, and he's the first real one that I think I met. My brother sold his Laserdisc, two-headed Laserdisc, not two-headed VCR. And in the Laserdisc is a movie called Schindler's. I had never heard of it. And so my brother just hit play from whoever house he stole it out of it. And it was right there where Hitler was just shooting down the Jews. I mean, I thought they were white people. So I'm sitting there like, run, hit the motherfucking fence. Cause I'm a hood bitch, right? I'm like, what the fuck y'all standing around? Y'all was like, you niggas don't know how to get out of drive-bys. So I had no idea that they were prisoners. I had no idea. I had never heard of this shit. So when I met my husband, I said, you want to see this crazy movie, crazy white people get shot down, right? And so I put it in, and my husband, and I was like, what the fuck wrong with you? He said, that's Schindler's. I said, what the fuck is Schindler's? Ain't these white people too? He said, that shit was true. I said, to who? And he said, to the Jews. I said, them niggas don't know how to run. So when I met Radler, I thought he was white. I didn't know he was fucking Jewish. My manager told me he was Jewish. I was like, is more of them?
Oh my God.
We're everywhere.
Yeah, I realized now you motherfuckers run Hollywood.
Yeah.
But I didn't fucking know that. So I was scared to tell him the Schindler's story because I didn't want him to think I was racist. Because it was just an experiment that I had. The Schindler's blew my fucking mind. Well, it really let my husband know how dumb I really was.
Who steals? I mean, what are the odds of stealing a Laserdisc machine and the Laserdisc in that machine being Schindler's List?
You want to get something cool like Terminator, and boom, Schindler's List.
Or Die Hard or something.
It was Schindler's List.
I love that it was at the part where they were just started killing Jews and not the beginning.
Somebody was like,
she got no context whatsoever.
I probably wouldn't have watched it. Literally, and my brother who worked with her, he hit play, and all you saw was pow, pow, pow. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Run, white people, run.
He's just writing lists the rest of the movie, so you got the good part.
I had never seen anything, and until I met my husband a little later, he the one told me that was a real story. And I was like, to who? And he was like, to the Jews. And I'm like, they had a hard too? And so he
not just the one on the cross.
Right, yeah. All of them. Still do.
Then when I met him, and my manager hated him, and I was like, and I don't want to sound dumb, but I'm like, is more them?
Well, John, what? Give us an analysis of the first time you heard this.
I've grown over the years.
Now you know what, a half dozen or something.
Everybody on my team is Jesus people.
Jesus people.
Oh, fuck you.
You know, it's really funny. She met a lot of Jews. She just didn't know it.
I didn't know
Plenty
it.
of Jews in Indianapolis.
Because I literally thought everybody was white. I literally thought, and then I would say shit like, you a Jew? And somebody would say, you can't say that. I said, what the fuck you mean? Y'all told me they were Jews. He said, you can't ask people, are they a Jew? Oh, he's like, that's racist. To ask a motherfucker if they're a Jew, and then he said, you have to ask people, are they Jewish? And I was like, oh, okay.
Right.
Okay. I guess you can't just walk up to black people and say, "Are you a nigga?"
Right.
He said, it's the same thing.
Imagine if I walked up to you and just said, "Are you a black?" Like see that it doesn't hit the ear right.
Yeah, and so like one of the things that I realized and I heard coming up that I can't wait for you guys to see it. Like I didn't know kite was racist to Jewish people.
Oh God!
What?
Get that buzzer ready.
Yep,
Chris.
I have already marked it to bleep.
Again, my husband had to.
This happened live on the podcast.
Huh?
This happened live on the podcast. You said it, and then Dion and I, our butt puckered. We were like, "Did you just say that? Did you just say the K word?"
I was saying KITE.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But y'all thought I was. Then they taught me the word. My husband's like, that's racist. I'm like, what the fuck? So it's almost like when I'm out now and I'm in meetings and shit. You know how I'm a comedian, so crazy shit pop in my head, right? And I be want to say it, and I be like, you can't say that. You can't say that. I be on set, and I be like, you can't say it. Like I was talking to the director the other day, and she kept saying, we was doing an episode, and she kept saying, what was she called? What was she saying, Dion? When the director hollered out. Not moon cricket.
Porch monkey.
Porch monkey. So the black guy said it right. And is Mary Lou Jewish?
I think she's out, right?
Well, but he was just saying porch monkey. And I was like, Mary Lou, you say it. And then when she said, I said, I like how you say porch monkey because I feel it. And everybody just bust out laughing. I'm like, what the fuck?
It was hilarious.
Yes, because she did it and I felt it. When the black dude did it, I didn't feel shit. When she said porch monkey, it made the joke work.
But she didn't tell nobody she was going to have Mary Lou say it. So nobody's expecting her to say it.
Oh, I bet the audience
We've been hearing
crazy.
it from the black dude the whole time.
And so when Mary Lou said, porch monkey, everybody was like, what the fuck? Then she walked up to me and said, what's a porch monkey?
So, John, this goes to your point of this not being on ABC at 8 p.m. on Wednesday.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it was really funny. I could feel it when she did it. And so I just said, I need my porch monkeys from you. And when she
What is this?
How Rattler look like? I said, can't nobody say porch monkey but her. I wanted directly to say porch monkey. And y'all understand what I'm saying once you see the episode. But I felt it when it felt good when it came from her. I didn't say that right.
I get what you're
I
saying.
sure don't know the way you called me a porch monkey. What are you?
Thank you. That's how it sounded to me, Dion. I just
What I'm saying is it made me really go into the
It got
material.
you into character, yeah.
Yeah, it got me into character.
There you go.
yeah. And it's kind of they've been working the dog shit out of me too, y'all. It's been kind of been interesting because I got so they gave me an acting coach, right? And nobody told me his name. All this time I've been calling this man Todd.
Todd.
That's so funny because when I met him, that wasn't his name, and I was like, maybe she knows something I don't know.
And so I'm like, Todd, what's the line? Todd, what's the line? So my sister Tammy Roman on the show, she said, I think you got his name. I said, that nigga named Todd. That's in my phone. Todd, the acting coach. So
it's in my phone. It's basically a birth certificate.
So I said, what's your name? He said, Troy. I said, that ain't what you told me. All this time I've been calling this fucking man Todd. I had no fucking idea what his name was. Somebody told me that nigga name was Todd.
Oh, God.
He's the nicest man for putting up with that for as long as he has been.
He probably goes home, just typical Hollywood star, just calling me Todd.
Yeah. I remember the first week when we started shooting. Oh, it was so fucking off, and I was scared, and I could see the fear. I kind of saw like, where the fuck did you go, Chris?
He's probably getting his butthole tickled by his cat.
My cat had the feather ready, and
So it looked like you was a little worried, Rattler, on the very first episode, number 2 episode that we shot. And when you think something is funny, y'all.
Oh, you can tell when I'm worried.
Yeah, and that shit hit the flow. That shit hit the flow. It was garbage. The jokes wasn't hit. I was like, oh my God, this shit ain't funny. So I'm telling Jordan, I say, this shit ain't fucking funny. And I don't want to panic, but And then I look over at him and I could tell. I've been knowing this dude so fucking long. I can tell when he's worried. And he's looking like, what the fuck? This ain't what, it ain't. I could tell in his eyes it wasn't working. And so for 2 days we were rehearsing and it just wasn't hitting. No lie, y'all. I went home. I came home. I went to sleep and I dreamed of Debbie Allen. And in my dream, she said, your problem is y'all fucking rhythm is off. She said, remember that time I had you in the living room and I told y'all to say bam, 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 bam. And when you was holding that fucking tray in your hand, she said, get your rhythm back on. What the fuck is wrong with you? And I woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning. I text Joe and I said, nigga, Debbie just told me our rhythm is off. So I go in the next day. And I get the daughter and I said, I know what's wrong with us. Cause we had just got back together, ain't been together for a whole year. And I said, I had a dream. Debbie said our rhythm is off. And then the daughter was kind of like laid back. I said, no, bitch, pick it up. I said, remember how Debbie showed us when we were standing around that couch and she was like, bam, bam, bam. And it started to work.
We don't, because of COVID, we don't have a live audience to shoot in front of, which we did back in.
We do have a live audience. You have 25 people.
We've got, and the first episode we had an audio malfunction, so you couldn't hear them. So, or they couldn't hear the pilot, so they couldn't laugh, or they couldn't hear the taping. So, anyways, I think a combination of a year hiatus from everyone, all the actors working together. And some of the COVID related issues kind of take a little bit of that live energy out of it. So it just takes a while to get that back, which you probably would have gotten even if Debbie didn't visit you in your dream. But
I think it was Debbie. I'm telling you, I called her and I was like, I fucking dreamed of you. And I just remember her standing in LA on that stage in my dream. And she said, remember when I told you to do this? And remember, and bam, and she had all of us in my dream. And she was like, you do it like this and you do it like this. And bam, she said, everything got to stay at the same pace. And I remember getting the casket. I said, oh, I know what's our problem is. Our fucking rhythm is off. Our rhythm is off.
And then how quickly did it start to click after that?
It just started to click. I said, remember what Debbie taught us? I remember what Debbie did with us. Because Debbie did a lot of things for me because I am the youngest actor on this show. The most inexperienced.
Least inexperienced.
Yeah,
right,
least
right.
inexperienced.
Gotcha.
Inexperienced. Everybody else from theater, they been on shit. The son been on so much shit. The husband is Broadway. The daughter is,
I saw the son on like a Dr. Pepper commercial about 6 weeks ago.
Yeah. So he got all kind of shit going on. And when in my dream, when she came into my dream, and she was like, she would always work with me to get up to their level. Cause I'd be like, oh my God, these it's nothing like working with professional actor when you're a fucking comedian and everybody's good. Not that I don't think I'm okay. But when I tell you day one, these niggas walking out off paper, I'm like, do y'all have to get off paper at the fucking first rehearsal? Stop making me fucking look bad. And they just standing there waiting on me. Come on, you can do it. No, nigga, act like your reams on the paper.
But see, that's the beauty of her cast is they make her look so good.
And Debbie was really a genius. And you know how everything just came together. The pilot would not have existed in the way that it did if Debbie weren't the director, and if Lee hadn't found Jordan, and all these circumstances came together in the right way over a long period of time. But I remember we were doing the pilot, and you'd never acted in anything before except maybe that you did a Snoop Dogg video, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you, it's funny because you'll go through this whole process, and on this one it was 5 whole years until you get to the tape day, and you're like, oh, wait a second, can Pat act?
No,
no one thought to ask that. We never checked.
I'm gonna be really.
Nobody asked.
Really? I'm gonna be really honest.
We're gonna give you a show. You're fucking unique. And I'm like, do these niggas know I ain't never act? So then they ended up giving me an acting coach, and I came out to LA, and it didn't, it was okay. Then they got me another one that I really bonded with. And Hulu was like, then can she read? I'm like, yeah, nigga.
Can she read?
These motherfuckers thought I couldn't read. So,
what are you, Fantasia?
Fuck you. I love Fantasia.
Me too.
But they realized that they was like, she's a fucking comedian. She can't act. So they started dumping me in acting classes like 4 days a week, 2-3 hours a day. And I had never been to a table read. Never in my fucking life. So I was like, how you going to ask me to read out loud when I ain't did this shit in 80 years? And so I ain't gonna lie, when I did, I flew to LA and made my own fucking table read with the pilot, and I got friends and shit, comedians, and the first time I read out loud, Vince was like, they gonna cancel your show.
Well, you worked with an acting coach here.
Fuck you, Vince, because Vince was there. Vince and Brian, he's one of the writers on my show. He was like, they're gonna cancel your show. I said, fuck you, nigga.
Out.
I'm gonna keep practicing. And I kept.
I was there, right? Was that at Reg's office?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Hand on the mic. Hand on the mic.
He said I was struggling with duh. And I remember looking back there and Vince was like, what the fuck? And I had never read a strip. I ain't never did shit. And so I just know, because I got that hustling mentality. And so you came, and I could tell he was like, oh, this bitch can't read out loud. I said, I can. I just ain't did it for. And I could tell when he word, because he get crow feet on the side, like, ooh. The next time I flew back, I didn't want to there. I just did it with me and Jordan. And, Jordan was really concerned too. Like, can you read out loud? Yeah, nigga, let me just get my rhythm back. It's been a while.
She needed a dream of a third grade teacher.
I pretty much did. And so, but what was so crazy, because they was all word, right? I could not, I never act, but they had put me in the acting classes. And so they didn't know I had been practicing like a motherfucker, right? So we go into the Hulu thing and all the big execs there, and they have no fucking clue, because I'm a hood bitch, right? So what I did is I took the kids to the acting class with me. Hey, y'all been cast, get over here, motherfucking go to class with me to help me out with this shit. And so I had been eating with the crew, everybody except the daddy and Tammy. I had been hanging out with the kids, running my lines, and they were perfect. Nigga, help me out so we can all have a job. We get to the fucking table and I smashed it. They call and say, that was good, but do you think she can keep it up? I'm like,
well, the first time we talked about doing the podcast together was when you called me and you came to Bob and Tom and you had me tape a read for something. I forget, it was a movie or something, and you had your acting coach there, and I filmed it for you and sent it off to the agent, and you left, and I went, okay, all right, she's going to have a TV show, but can she act? And so I was a little nervous after that when I watched the pilot, because that was the last time I had seen you, and you weren't great. I'm not going to lie to you. And then I watched the pilot, and I was blown away. And I remember very clearly, like, Tom must have had the same thought, because he goes, she's really good at acting. Which
she came to life when the audience was there.
Yeah,
when you're feeding off that energy, and it just took a minute to get it back.
Well, acting is nothing. I never thought about acting before. I just wanted to do stand up, and I ain't want to go in there and read out loud and be pretending to kiss on the motherfucker that I don't really know, and that wasn't my shit. So I was in a whole new world, but I'm the type of bitch, I don't mind starting at the bottom, because the more you make me work, the harder I'm going to work to prove you whatever those fucked up thoughts in your head is. I'm going to prove you wrong. I remember when me and Jordan was in LA, and I would leave. I would go to acting class for 3-4 hours, and then had to go to practice, and I would go to Debbie Allen house. I was at Debbie Allen house on the weekend. That bitch was running lines with me. Excuse me, I didn't mean to call Debbie Allen a bitch, but Miss Debbie Allen was fucking working with me on a pilot out there in the same studio where she taught Michael Jackson how to dance. And she would say, come to my fucking house. I'm not going to let you fail. And blah, blah, blah. And then, I couldn't even take her in fucking Debbie Allen is helping me on the side other than the acting coach. So I would literally go to acting 5 days a week and go on the weekend to Debbie Allen's house in the same room she taught Michael Jackson what a dance at. And she would teach me how to clear my mind and take my time, and I'm going to be all right. And I'm like, oh my God, this was a fucking perfect pick. You know, when Jordan was like, call Debbie Allen. Because I don't think nobody else would have took that type of time with me, and they wasn't getting paid for it.
They knew it. She hadn't directed a sitcom in 25, 30 years.
Wow. Yeah, she in a multicam.
It had been so long that she told me that she asked where her truck was. They used to do these sitcoms, and the director sometimes would be in the truck or in the booth. And I don't know why they don't do that. You'll have to have Debbie on and ask her and give you the whole history. But I don't know why they don't do that anymore. But Debbie's moved on to direct. She's the house director on Grey's Anatomy. So she hadn't done a sitcom since A Different World.
And we were so blown away when she took it. I was like, Debbie Allen is never going to take this. Why would she take somebody she's never heard of? And she read the pilot. She's like, and we was like, you in? Mm-hmm. And again, we flew to Atlanta on our own dime, and we met her. Nobody knew we was down here. And we was like, oh my God, she's going to fucking take it. And it was so nice to say, you get to choose between this and that. And, you know, we chose Debbie Allen because I felt like I needed that mothering. You know, I needed somebody to build my confidence because I didn't act. I needed somebody other than Jordan, because Lee not hand on me because he fucking creating everything else. But Jordan was hand on with me, and she was really hand on with me. You can do this. And, you know, my thing was remembering the lines. I had never acted before. And when she would take me out in that garage out there and tell me those hundreds of stories about all the celebrities and people she taught dancing at, and then she would pop that strip open, and she would just bring me to life, and nobody knew it.
Jon, did she talk to you about why she took on the project? Like, what was it about Pat and the project that she decided to do, if you know?
I don't, but I think she probably just saw what a bunch of other people saw in Pat as well. And I don't, and you know, and maybe there's other elements to it and more of a specific or personal connection. But she was remarkable. I don't think we could have done it with no one else could have done that pilot.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
And that's the development of the Miss Pat show.
Yeah.
And thank you, Mr. I love him. We forever family now.
I tell her all the time that she reminds me of my late grandmother.
Yeah.
And then I always find out new stuff. Like, I hadn't seen Crystal Light in probably 30 years. And the last person I saw with Crystal Light with those little round packets was my grandmother. And then last week, Pat's got him on.
Yeah, he's like, God damn it, every time I tell him, you remind me of your grandmama. I said, maybe she left the Jewish family and came back as a nigga. But I got hot now. But thank you. I love you, Rattler.
I love you too.
We family now. I just take in people. See, you don't always have to take the bullshit from the niggas you were born with. You can go out and create your own motherfucking family.
She'll call me on a Wednesday. How do I make crab cakes?
He makes the best fucking crab cakes. He makes the best fucking crab cakes. And he gave Garyana his recipe, and she killed that shit. She killed it.
I'm just glad you don't use your own crabs.
They're not big enough. You never had crabs on the ass before. They're not big enough.
Give it time.
And that's part 1 and 2 to the Miss Pat show. And I thank you, Rattler.
Thanks for having me. I've been bugging her. I said, when can I come on your podcast?
Well, I thank you for sticking by me, because it wasn't easy. Boy, it's been a crazy relationship. And on the day of we shot my pilot, Ashley went out there and raped my rental car. Do you remember that?
I remember. I don't think I knew about it while we were shooting, but I think you called me 3 months later because Fox Lot Security was after you.
So I got to tell this story before we go. So,
I may have been a witness. And they're like, if you see,
it was a guy who was working on, I think, Stranger Things, one of those big movies, big shows he was working on over there. And Ashley backed into his car And so Ashley took the truck and we got it fixed. So I told the guy I would give you I'll take the car to the shop. I'll give you my debit card and I pay for it. And it was little neon. I could order a brand new door for $1,500. So I said, well, why is it $5,500? Well, you got to pay. I said, well, take it over there. I will send them a door. And I want the cash. I said, nigga, you got me fucked.
She was literally Googling for doors. Like I was there we did a podcast that day. She was literally looking.
Yeah, I was like, no, you're not getting $5,500 out of me because fuck you. And so eventually he fucking disappeared. But then I tried to be nice. I said, sir, first of all, I was shooting a show. I'm not the nigga that hit your car. I ain't hit your car. I'm just trying to be nice. And then he went on and off, and I was like, "Oh, fuck you!"
Yeah, because wasn't Ashley saying that he could just sue her because she didn't really give a fuck?
Yes,
yeah,
she did say that.
Yeah, I was the most niggerish shit ever. There was so much happening that day, and then I got to tell y'all this story. So everybody comes up, ain't nothing like when black people make it. So all my friends came up, probably about 30 fucking people flew to LA, along with 5 fucking kids and all my grandkids and shit. And we get there and Imagine and Fox like. Where the fuck all these niggas come from? We got to get her the fuck away. She going to be able to concentrate and focus. This is a fucking pilot. We need her to do good. So they come to me and they say, can we please put you up in a hotel? I said, but you got me a hotel right here. I've been staying there for the last 4-5 months. They say, no, we're going to give you a whole nother room by your motherfucking self away from all these goddamn black babies you done brought up here. We need you to stay focused. So they put me up in that big ass hotel at that Beverly's by the Fox lot.
Uh-huh.
And it's fucking beautiful. And then they said it's open bar. So, when you've been poor, it always gonna stay in your head. You're gonna be a little niggerish, right? So we got the bar unlocked. And my mouth was like, just imp the bar. They're gonna pay for it. Just imp the motherfucking bar. Steal the robes. Take all the towels. I told my husband, should we take everything out the box? He said, hey, stop being a fucking nigga. I said, they're going to pay for everything. They want us to use it. He said, what the fuck are you going to do with this shit?
It's going to go to waste.
I used to steal towels from hotels, right? Because I don't like buying towels at the house because towels can cost you $5 to $10 of them real thick ones. So whenever I stayed at nice hotel, when I was opening it, I would steal the really nice hotel towels. You ever stole them? They really fucking good.
No, Jon Radler has not stolen any
give him
towels.
A chance to answer. Give him a chance to answer.
The answer is probably no, right, John?
I think it's unlikely.
I think it's unlikely. It's unlikely I've ever stole a towel.
What about a laser disc? You ever stole a laser disc?
Many times.
It's unlikely that I stole a $12 towel. Motherfucking towels are very expensive and I don't like buying them. So I steal all of these towels to fill up all of my closets in my house. And my husband's like, don't you steal another motherfucking towel. We got too motherfucking many. And so, like, if you steal a really high-end, like Hilton, they got the little Hilton tag, you cut them off. So people who come to your house don't know you stole Hilton tags. Towels and they thick-ass washcloths that your face just melt in. So at a point, I had to stop stealing because I had too many. Now, I can afford the $12 towel, and I feel guilty as fuck.
Because?
I be want to steal them, but I can really go put this on layaway at Burlington.
The theft is still in you.
It's still in me. It's still in me. I'm like, I really need to take these towels to the house. And then I say, why the fuck are you stealing towels?
There's no substitute for that feeling of taking something, getting something for free. And
well, it's not stealing because technically I was staying at that room.
No, it's exactly stealing. That's exactly it's a legal definition. Yeah, textbook. Yeah.
Fuck you. Fuck you, Chris.
When the network hears this, you could be staying at Super 8.
That was a long time ago. I don't steal towels anymore. And I kind of feel good. I was I just leave the towels behind. Yeah,
like everybody else.
Like you're literally
fuck y'all laughing at. Dion, do you remember when I used to steal towels?
I remember when you had me steal towels for you.
You have a fucking towel conspiracy.
I used to bring an extra suitcase just to steal towels and soap and shampoo and shit. That's what I did. I don't do it anymore, guys. Everybody makes a change in their life. And I swear I've changed. Should have changed. So, but we're going to wrap it up. Oh, Jon Radler, I'm so glad you joined us.
Well, it was my pleasure.
And he's on Twitter and Facebook, too.
Oh, God.
Oh, no necky pictures, please, bitches.
I'm trying to be a meme lord on Twitter, right?
Huh? You want somebody to turn you into a meme?
No.
Oh, you don't want
McDuffin will do it.
Yep. McDuffin meme this man.
You're already finna be Rachel Maddow.
Yeah, it seals your fate.
Are you a crack baby? Are you in my crack baby group?
I don't think so.
Oh, you got to go in my crack baby group. They're fucking hilarious. And we got this guy down named McDuffin. Oh my God, he about to fuck you up next week. I cannot wait to see
what's that on Twitter.
We on Facebook.
Facebook.
Crack Babies.
Facebook.
You got to extra join. And he listens to every podcast and he makes something. So since you say you look like Rachel Maddox, he's always taking Dion and shoving him on Chris' ass. Every week. Dion head is in Chris' ass.
There's a picture that I took of a giant cow, and then he put me behind the cow fucking it the other day. So that's where we're at.
Well, we want to thank y'all for tuning in to another great episode of the Pat Down with me, Chris, and Dion, and my lovely friend Jon Radler.
Good night.
Thank y'all so much for tuning in to another episode of the Pat Down. Make sure you check out my website at misspatcomedy.com for all of my social media, my tour dates, my book. Make sure you spread the word about my podcast. Please rate and review. Please rate and review and share. Thank y'all so much, y'all. I've been Miss Pat.